Are you tired of creating amazing content but not getting enough visitors to your blog? Truth is, you could have the best blog in the world, but without the right strategies to drive traffic, you're leaving money on the table. In this video, I'm going to show you the most effective and creative ways to get more eyes on your content, grow your audience, and monetize your blog. Let's dive in. Now, let me share my screen so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to drive traffic to your blog for monetization, proven strategies to grow your audience and increase revenue. I've done other videos that talk to you about how to monetize your blog, but you really can't monetize a blog unless you have traffic, right? Lots of people are basically thinking only about Google to bring traffic to them. But there are several other methods outside the search engine because what I didn't talk about in here is about the actual search engine. So there's the Bings of the world. I think it's like DuckGo or something like that. But there's a bunch of other search engines out there. However, the search engines are not the only way to bring traffic to your blog. And we're going to talk about it in this lesson. Okay, so let me first talk about the foundation. No matter, you need to make sure that your blog is set up to receive traffic. And there are different ways to do this. And one of the ways is to have targeted keywords. Every single post that you write on your blog, every single piece of content should have something behind the scene where you say, hey, I'm targeting this particular keyword. Now, what does targeting a keyword mean? It means that, let's say your blog is about London. And if you try, what you want to do is that when somebody types in the word London, you want your blog to appear. Now, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to show up when somebody types London. But what these keyword planners are going to help you to do is to come up with a keyword. And a keyword is just something, you can just call it a word. Come up with a word so that when a customer types that word or words or phrase into a search engine or something like that, your content will show up above others. So this is called ranking, the simple way to explain what ranking on ranking is. And ranking is when you type in a word and you see all the different blogs that it's telling you or places it's telling you to go to. Now, Google has messed that up a little bit because they're quote unquote testing what they call generative AI. So basically you ask a question and the AI thinks about how it should answer it. Now, what it's actually doing in most cases is putting different things, and something you don't even get stuff that makes sense. It used to work properly, but they did something to it, and now it doesn't work as good as it used to. But there are other search engines out there, and you can still quote unquote rank for other keywords. But first, you need to know what are people searching for, and these tools here will help you to do that. And I'm going to go through them so you get the idea of how it all works. Let me go to, okay. So one of them is Ahrefs, and this one is a free keyword generator, and she tell you Google, Bing, YouTube, Amazon. And because Google is not the only search engine out there, like I said, YouTube is a search engine, but guess what? YouTube is kind of owned by, oh, not kind of, it's owned by Google. Amazon is also a search engine. When you go to search for a book or anything on there, you see a whole list of stuff that other people have searched for. And same thing for YouTube and same thing for Bing. Bing is another search engine that's similar to Google. So if you type in, let's type in, we're talking about London, right? Let's talk about very basic things to do in London. And what it's doing is making sure you're not a robot. Now, this is a paid service, but it gives you some idea of what some of the keywords are. This is not a good example just because it's a paid service and I can't pull up the paid service. But what it would do is give you more information if you paid. Thus, we're going to try another one like UberSuggest, which is also a paid service these days. And what we can try things to do in London. And it should give us something. So this one gives you a little more based on the free side of things. Tells you your the volume, that's how many people are searching for that. And it tells you how difficult it is if you wanted to rank for this keyword. And of course, it's trying to get you to sign up or sign in. And then it tells you if you're going to do an ad, this is the difficulty and this is how much it would cost you per click. If you did an ad, and we're going to talk about how to do ads as well in this presentation. And I guess I probably should have told you what we're going to talk about. Pretty much so you get an idea of where we're going with this. But ads is one of the things that we will talk about in this presentation. And it's giving you data, but it's telling you need to upgrade. When you go a little further down, you can see you can do things to do in London tourist, is that right? Things to do in London, England, but there's also London, Ontario. You can say London for free. And this gives you an idea of what people are searching for and the number of times. Like things to do in London is 40,000 a month. Pretty hectic, right? Pretty heavy. There's also another one called Google Ads. Google Ads, Google Keyword Planner. And if you just click on this button and type in your keywords, it'll tell you, the same thing about the keyword that's top keywords, your competition, and it gives you a whole plethora of things. I won't go through that one because it's going to sign into my account and I don't want it to do that. There's also Keysearch. And Keysearch is one of the tools that you can actually use. I think this is the one that a lot of bloggers do use, but it's not the only one that's out there. There is also keyword search, and each of these have different pricing. This one is $97 a month. I think Keysearch is a little cheaper. Used to be 17. I think it's now 24. I think it actually got bought up by a new person. And so now it's a little more expensive than it used to be. There is also SEMrush, which is really good, but very pricey. Let's see what it'll do if I type in my things to do in London. So he's giving me suggestions here. So let's see if I do things to do in London, England, for example. It wants me to log in because it used to be these items are free, but now are free up to a certain point. You can even get some bit of information, but nowadays you really get nothing. Now this one said it's a free keyword research tool. So this is from Ryan Robinson. So let's see what it does. If it really is free, or it's free with a caveat. Okay, so this one is telling you can do, so this is what I was talking about. You have long tail keywords. Long tail just means it's basically a sentence rather than just what to do in London or things to do in London. It gives you stuff like things to do as a tourist, free things to do in London, England, things to do near London Heathrow, things to do in London, UK, things to see in London, England. So if you're writing a post, don't just write it about things to do in London. You may just want to say best things to see in London. And this tells you like how many people are searching for this item each month and how difficult it is to rank for this keyword. Now, things to do near London Heath, you only get about 1,000 people, but it's pretty easy to rank for this as the difficulty is low. So you could write an article that talks about things to do near London Heathrow. And there's much to do near London Heathrow. But there's Slough, which is a town where Heathrow is located. If you're an airline geek, you could watch planes. And then what you can do, you can sneak in some things about, hey, if you get bored, go into London and you can see this stuff in London. But you want to make sure that whatever your article's title is, It's what people see. So you don't want to say things to do near London Heathrow, and then your article ends up talking about London because our friend Google won't like that. But you can even do free things to do in London, UK. That's 1.6, 1600 hits. And the difficulty for that one is medium. So it's free and it does give you some good information. So you can check this one out. There's also Moz. This is another one, but this is really expensive again. Let's see. They have a pricing here. Free SEO tools. There's usually Keyword Explorer, which is what we will be looking for here. So we're already on. Says it's free, but you do have to sign in to use it apparently. Another one is Answer the Public. Now, Answer the Public used to be free, but now you have to pay for it. So I'm gonna use it for a search because I've already, this is a paid account that I have. Okay, so it's coming up, it's trying to think of what the questions are. Now, Answer the Public is good. It gives you like this big graph, but it's this really pictorial graph, if you want to call it that. Let me just get out of that little thing here. And so it's just telling you, you could do things to do in London, and then it keeps giving you all the different things you could do. What things to do in London, Ontario, but we don't want Ontario, we want England. So we probably should have said London, UK, because it's a little confused. So let's put England in there. Because I don't want it to give me Ontario and all the other places that have a place called London in it. And this is actually very comprehensive. Okay, so now it gives me 7 things, but it's going to give me some more as the search continues. And it's still doing its work. But you can click on any one of these, for example, and get more detail. Things to do in London and in England for kids. And then it goes and it shows you who already have these articles and where they rank for it. If I go back up here, let's just pick one of these. And it just gives you some more information. See, you get an idea of what it does. One of the things when you're doing these searches, you see these, it says people also ask. These are topics that you can put in your article. So if you're doing a thing that says, what are things to do in London, England? In the article, you can put stuff that, what are 7 places to visit? What should you not miss? Or what shouldn't you miss? What is London's best known? What is London best known for? And so what you do, you create, they call them H2 in the headings. When you go to a blog, H1 is the first heading, H2 is the next heading, H3 is the next heading, etc. And they're different fonts. And what Google is looking for, what the search engines are looking for, is how you have things categorized. So you could make some sections off your blog, off your article that just talks about what are places to visit in London, and then you give like a whole list of them and tell people how to do it. Another piece is what are things you shouldn't miss. This is the kind of stuff that you could like. This is actually what people are searching for. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Trends. Now, trends is interesting. What you can do is you can type in different things and it will tell you whether it's trending or not. And okay, I am recording. I thought I wasn't recording. You can put a specific word in and it'll tell you whether that word is trending. So one thing that's a lot of people are talking about is air taxi. So let's explore and see what air taxi is. And this will tell you that no one it doesn't have enough data yet to talk about air taxi. But let me find another term that I think would have more data. Just trying to think of something in terms of travel. Let's say Boeing 787. Here we go. So this is actually telling you what people are searching for And there was a spike. There was a spike back in October 28th. So which means that something happened in the news and people were searching a lot for Boeing 787. But whatever it is, it's since died off. So this actually gives you a good idea of what's trending and what's not trending. I think that was Google Trends was the last one that we had in there. Now, the whole idea when you're building quality content, you need to think of how are you solving problems for your readers? You need to create content that addresses specific questions. Now, you can use Google itself to figure out what people are asking. You can also use a service called Quora. It's Quora.com or Reddit, Instagram, Facebook groups, and X, which is formerly Twitter, or word of mouth. Sometimes you hear people talking about a particular topic and you want to go, or they're probably a particular issue they have and you want to go solve that. Now the Facebook groups, if you go in there, like one of the biggest problem that one of my groups are having now is they always have issues getting back from from the Europe to the US. So, and this happens a lot. So I went and I wrote a complete article that talks about 285 different ways to get back from Europe to the US. And then I added Canada and Mexico in there. And then I also did an article for Asia, how to get back from Asia. Then I did another article of how to get back from the Middle East. And so this is the kind of stuff that you want to do, and you want to think about what your readers are thinking and how to solve their problems. Now, how did I figure that out? I went to the Facebook groups and listened to what they were saying, and this is how I figured that out. Long form content. You do not want to you do not want to write short content. You want to really get what's called long form content, which is you want to delve in an article a lot more than just say 500 words. To do that, really need anything above 1,500 words, because the search engine is actually looking for something that has a lot of information, not just things to do in London. Oh, A, B, C, D, done. Things to do in London, A, blah, 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 blah. B, blah, 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 blah. What's what you're going to do. But don't write junk, because the search engine will figure you're writing junk and we won't rank you either. Add, videos, add photos. If you have audio, you can add that as well. Use infographics, videos, and interactive tools like quizzes to engage readers and improve user experience. Quizzes are really, really good because people like to answer questions because they want to show how smart they are, which is perfect because when you do the quizzes, that is kind of what you're doing, and they're interacting with your blog, and it's driving traffic. So if you have something in your Instagram that says, hey, go do my quiz on my website, then you're pulling traffic from Instagram into your website, and then you're encouraging them to join your newsletter at the end so they get the results of the quiz that they did. Some tools you can use is our WP Forms, Formidable type forms, and my best one is from the newsletter. Do the quiz through the newsletter, and Beehive allows you to do that. I'll try to leave some links for all those. You can add case studies, interviews, create pillar content with internal links to related posts, and we'll talk about internal links as we go through the search engine optimization session of this traffic class. Now, with search engine optimization, you want to optimize. And how do you optimize? You do on-page SEO is one way. On-page search engine optimization is what is happening on your page that the customer is reading. And one of the things you can do is called meta titles. So you make sure that the title has your search engine words in it. You make sure the description that you have, there's a way in, if you use something like Rank Math or Yoast. These are two plugins that work in WordPress, and they allow you to put a little description in, and you can put your search engine keywords in there as well. You can use something called a schema markup. Gets a little bit more technical, but the idea is that you can put some code in the blog with information that Google is looking for. This is really a little more complex, but or you can do something like put something like this in your blog that says a hotel star ratings is that, price range is that, and do a short summary for the review. And what Google will do, it'll come in and it'll look for that, and it'll just pop that up, and it'll have a link to your blog to get more information. Internal linking. Sometimes you go to some of these blogs, and like, every word you read is a link to something inside a blog, which gets really tedious and annoying. But what they're doing is they're doing internal linking. And the idea behind this is that when you when they create a post, they want to link back to they want to keep you on their blog, because with Google or any search engine, the longer you stay on the blog, the more link juice you get, or the better it is for the search engine. And then people think, oh, well, you've been on this blog so long, this means that the content that's there must be good. And so that's the whole idea behind putting links within the blog, so you get people to stay on your blog. Plus, if you have ads or anything on your blog, then you get more revenue because people are staying longer in your blog and they're seeing more ads. Mobile friendly design, you really have to make sure that the blog is mobile friendly, because most of the people who use your blog is going to be on the phone anyway. And you can tell this by going to your analytics, usually Google Analytics, and it'll tell you where your readers are coming from and what devices they're using. And if it's a desktop or a smartphone or a tablet or anything like that, and you can see that in the analytics. So what you do, if you go to smallseotools.com/mobile-friendly-test, it has a little thing, and you put your URL in, and it'll tell you how good your blog is doing in terms of mobile design. What you can do is get a responsive theme, and most themes these days are responsive. Responsive just means that it will reformat itself. The blog will reformat itself regardless of what you're on. So if you're on a desktop, it'll be formatted for desktop. If you're on your phone, it'll be formatted for your phone. If you're on a tablet, it'll be formatted for your tablet, and it does that automatically. Page loading speed. You don't want your blog to take a forever time to load, because otherwise you're going to lose customers. And so you want to make sure that you don't add a lot of some of these themes, they have put a lot of junk code in there. You want to make sure you don't do that. Just make the code nice and clean, and you use something called a content development network, and Cloudflare is one of the companies. Most of your hosting companies will have something. Some will charge you more for it, and some will not. So what the CDN does, it says, oh, this content is being used a lot, so let me store it. And so it is easier to come back and just give the content rather than go back to the host and bring it back. What it'll do is, if it recognizes that people are coming from, say, the US or from Los Angeles or New York or wherever, what it will do is it'll bring the data from that. It'll move the data to that network and then serve from there, as opposed to serving from another network. It does all that stuff in the background. So what it does, it makes your content load much, much faster. This is kind of when this was the program that are one of the issues, that when they had all the airlines had issues a few months back. This was kind of one of they had made a change to this program, and it messed it up. Use Yoast. Talk about Yoast, or Rank Math plugin for SEO, and make sure you always monitor the site's performance with Google Page Speed Insights. And you can go to pagespeed.web.dev to see how your content is doing. Rank Math is really good because it has an SEO and a Yoast. What it does is ask you, which keyword do you want to rank for? And you put the keyword in. Then what it does, it looks at the content you've written, and it sees it tells you, well, it gives you a score. And then the score is based on, do you have the keyword in your headline? Do you have it in the H2 tag? And the H2 tag is is one below the headline, and then you have H3, which is a subset of that. And Google likes the thing to be structured. So you have your headline, which is H1, then you have your second headline, which is H2, and you're doing topics as you go along. And the the rank math or the Yoast will look at those and see if you have the titles in there. If you have a meta description, which you should, it'll look at the description and see if you have the words in there in your title. It'll look if you have the keywords in your title as well. Post regularly. I don't schedule my posts. I write them, I post them. Some people will use if they're scheduling online, they'll use some kind of schedule like before or later to schedule stuff on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. Uh, I I'm always thinking, and so I don't sit there and go, well, here are the stuff I'm going to post this week. I go, okay, great. I know I need to post this, and I'm gonna post that. Let me just get some water. So it just depends on who you are. But some people, because they're so busy, they need a scheduler. But know that the scheduler, you have to sit down and you have to decide what is it you're gonna post. I don't have time for that, so I don't do that. But it works for some people, just doesn't work for everybody. Do tailored, oh, we're still in social media. Do tailored content, customize content to each platform, example, carousels for Instagram or tips for LinkedIn. The same, a carousel will not work on LinkedIn. So you go to your blog and you've created the blog. Now you're going to take the content from the blog and create an Instagram carousel. FYI, you can actually use AI to do that. Post your blog content in the AI framework, and you tell it create a carousel for me. It'll create a carousel for you. Then you can say, okay, great. Now create from that content, create some tips for LinkedIn. Um, Create some tips for Threads or create some tips for X. So you just make sure that the content that you have is very different for the platform that you're using. Otherwise, it makes no sense at all. You can use hashtags. Services like Hashtagify will work for hashtags. Uh, the tools are really very good nowadays. Because, like, for example, if you go to YouTube and you start typing hashtags in, or you type the title and it loads a video, YouTube will come back, and if you use services like, I think vidIQ, it'll come back, and even YouTube itself will come back and it'll give you a whole bunch of terms that it's suggesting that you can use. YouTube is actually reading the video and figuring out what's inside the video. And it's also looking at the title that you've used for the video, and that's how it's coming up with and it's also looking at your YouTube channel and seeing what your channel does, and it's giving you suggestions based on all that. Instagram too, when you start typing in a hashtag, it gives you suggestions. So if I'm talking about takeoffs and landings, I'll do hashtag takeoff and landing, and then it'll give me a whole bunch of extra stuff like takeoff and landings, London, Houston, Los Angeles, and stuff like that. Is what it would give me. If I do the 787, it'll give me hashtags like 787 Dreamliner, um, 787 United, 787 American, 787-9, 787-8. So all the little things that it will suggest for me. Share user-generated content. Ask people to share stuff on your feed. And because what that does, that shows the algorithms that more people are using your content, and then they will send it to more people. And so you'll get more traffic if you have like a link or something back to whatever you were talking about. You can even feature people content on a particular page. And then people are like, oh, my content's here, and then they'll share it with their friends. So that's kind of stuff that you could do. Run social media challenges and engage followers with Instagram polls for interactive content. This is really, really good to do. Um, engaging your followers is a key. The more you get them to interact with whatever you've posted, the better. So you want to answer their questions. You want to make sure that thumbs up whatever they say, or if you don't like it, just don't do it. Just do neither. Or click the little heart if it's like a YouTube post or something like that. Create lead magnets. We're going to talk about building an email list. I have created an entire section about email marketing. Building an email list is probably one of the things that's really overlooked by bloggers. A lot of people will have like gazillion followers in Facebook and gazillion followers in Instagram or LinkedIn or one of those, but they don't have an email list. And one of the reasons that this is that they don't have time. You don't have time to bring customers to your website, but you're in the business of travel blogging. So make time. The reason why you build an email list is because they're your customers. And like if Facebook disappears today and you had no way of getting all those readers onto your email list, then you won't be able to contact them. And so you've lost all your effort in generating and creating what you've done on social media. So you're going to create lead magnets. This is a way of bringing in people. And you want to offer them ebooks, guides in exchange for email. And you can have them sign up using Beehive or ConvertKit. On Instagram, you can use something called ManyChat, and you can say, hey, enter London, and I'll send you a guide on London and sign you up for my email newsletter. And then, they enter London, and the program automatically will send them a link. And the more, it also helps with your interaction, because once Instagram sees that more people interacting with that particular post, it'll show it to more people. Segment your list. You're going to have, let's say you have 100 people. You'll have people who are solo travelers, budget travelers, couples, people who like cruises, hostels, hotels, people want, trains and things like that. Once you segment the list, and how do you segment it? You would send out a link that says, hey, click on this if you're this, or check a box if you're this. And when they do that, the system will update us in the back end and it will tag them. You have to set it up, of course. And then when you're sending an email, you can say, I only want to send this to people who are tagged cruise. And you have a thing about, hey, we have a lot of cruises coming up next week. Here's a list of them. Then you can end up sending all the cruise stuff to these people. And that's how you segment your list. You need to send your newsletters regularly. I can't stress that more. I send mine 3 times a week on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Friday. They're different content. The main one comes on a Friday. And actually, sometimes if I miss Fridays, people will say, hey, where's your newsletter? How come it didn't come out yet? And so that's the kind of stuff that you definitely need to do if you have a newsletter. It's like a TV show, right? Your favorite TV show comes on every week and you don't see your TV show, then you're like, oh my God, where's my TV show? What's going on? You want to offer exclusive content in the newsletter because you want to reward the people who are subscribed to you. They've taken the time to subscribe, and so you want to make sure that they're rewarded. Give them special offers. Make sure that they are the first ones to get to know things. If that's what you do. You want to run giveaways, or run giveaways for email subscribers, or include interactive quizzes in the newsletter. Beehive is a perfect newsletter to do interactive quizzes. You can put quizzes right in the newsletter, and it's very cool. Give them the answers right away. If it's something that requires, it's a poll or something like that, you can do that in there. I recently just finished running a giveaway. Didn't do as well as I expected it to, but it was a way of rewarding my newsletter subscribers. And so it's really good to do. So you can do what's called, you want to be able to collaborate with other bloggers and do cross promotions. You can say, one of the easiest way to probably do this is if if you're both in the same genre, you could say, or maybe you went on a trip or something, and what you want to do on the trip is you just want to share information. And so you both may do like a live or something like that, and you're creating um, information with each other. You could do like a series of lives on Instagram. I mean, you could do a blog series, the two of you or the three of you, how many of you it is, or you could just go live and you could share your lives. And then what you're doing is that you're introducing uh, each other's audiences, which is really good. And then you're encouraging people to follow you on Instagram. And then remember, you got to get them to go from Instagram to your email list. Okay. Backlink and exchanges. You could do on TravelBlogger 101, I have a directory and it's a directory of bloggers. And so if you want, just send me an email, feedback at travelblogger101.com, and I'll add you to that and you'll get a backlink to your blog. For SEO, backlink is very important. The more backlinks you have, the higher it's called a domain authority. This is another SEO term. I'm not an SEO expert, so I'm just like if I throw something out, I'm going to try to explain it to you, but I'm not an SEO expert. Um, but this helps to increase the authority of your blog. And so Google will say, oh, okay, this blog has a lot of authority, so it must know what it's saying, and let me send it more traffic. That's just kind of in a nutshell how it works. Um, you could host a blogger roundup or a joint giveaway to drive traffic and share audiences. Um, the same thing I was talking about, I have a travel directory and people can go in and put their information on there. You could do a giveaway with another blogger. And what that does, that shares your traffic and their traffic. So they get some of your traffic, you get some of their traffic, you get some new people, they get some new people, and this helps you both and helps your traffic in the end. Pinterest is one of those tools that not many people use, and they probably should. I use it, but I'm not like I don't put everything on Pinterest, but a lot of readers do, and it does help. I get some traffic from Pinterest, it's not too much. But I think if I tried a little harder, I'd get more traffic from Pinterest. Um, Most of the traffic that I have do come from readers coming directly to my blog because I rank for a word that's pretty high up there. Don't ever tell people the word that you rank for. Because what they'll end up doing is going and try to rank for that same word and you will lose your ranking. So that's the first rule of SEO Club. Don't tell people your word you rank for. But I digress. For Pinterest, you want to create Pinterest-friendly images and design vertical pins with text overlays. You can use Canva, Tailwind, or you can use Adobe Express. Adobe Express is free, but some of the images you have to pay for, just like how Canva is free and some of the images you have to pay for. If you're going to do Pinterest, you need to pin regularly. And you can do scheduling again. I don't do scheduling, but you can use tools like Tailwind to do the scheduling for you. But the idea is you need to be consistent. If you're going to do it, you have to be consistent. There's some group boards that you can join online, and when you post, or actually when you're on Pinterest, and when you post in these group boards, you get other people to join the group board, and it helps with pushing the content out. I'm not a Pinterest expert, but this is one of the things that you can do on there. Some people have they used to have Pinterest pods. I don't know how the word I'm looking for is it's not legal, but whatever that word is. Um, to do these pods, I think most of them have died out. The idea is that you would post a pin, and then other people would go and um, I guess support that pin, however they do that. Uh, you can use SEO in pin descriptions. So when you go and you search for your keywords that we spoke about earlier, you can post some of those keywords in Pinterest. And then when you get searches, it'll look for those words in your if you're ranking for those keywords, your pin will show up. Somebody will click on it. They will then get to your pin, read your pin, and if your pin says go to my blog, they'll click on your blog and they'll read your article. So you just drive in traffic. So create Pinterest story pins and develop a pin series for recurrent traffic. A pin series is a bunch of, you're telling a story, but the story is being told in several pins. And so people want to come back because they want to read the next part of the story on your pin. A lot of bloggers do not do paid advertising, and I highly, highly recommend paid advertising. So I'm just making sure that the thing is recording. So you want to, paid advertising is something that bloggers do not use. And I highly recommend using paid advertising. Google Ads is one of the ways that you can do your paid advertising. The idea is that you're targeting exactly who you want. So if you want females 35 to 45 who I think you can do earnings, or who've been to a particular place or who have a particular interest. If people are interested in London, you could target them. You could also target by geographic location. You could say you want to do everyone in Manhattan or everyone in Houston. I think you could do zip. You should be able to do zip codes on Facebook. I don't think you can do zip codes anymore. Although I think you can. They've changed a lot of this because people started complaining about privacy. Problem people complaining about privacy is that you gave them the information. So why are you complaining about privacy now? But anyway, people are complaining about privacy, and as a result, a lot of things that you could do before you can't do anymore. But you can still do a lot, and you can do something like $1 a day ad, and for $30, you could drive traffic to whatever it is that you're trying to promote. And if it's a high ticket item, then you may want to pay a little more than 30 because the amount that you pay, it determines how many people is going to get driven to whatever ad you're trying to do. Facebook and Instagram also has ads, and you can go to facebook.com/ads, set up your ad, and what it does, it'll show it on Facebook, it'll show it on Instagram, and it'll even show it in Facebook Messenger. Take some water. But you want to make sure that these are optimized when you do them. They have something called custom audiences, which is where, so as I was talking about, you can pick exactly who you want. You can also do what's called lookalike audience. I can say, hey, Facebook, I have this email list of people. I want you to give me people that look like these people. It'll go away, it'll come back, and it'll send your ad to people that look like that. So that's how you can do lookalike audience. It's very powerful. Pinterest has something very, very similar, and so does LinkedIn. And ads, I was just looking, I was showing you guys the ads, not the ads, the keyword tools, and one of them started retargeting me. So what retargeted means is that because you went to their website, they drop a pixel. I'm getting really technical now, but they drop like a little thing. I'll call it a little thing, but it's called a pixel. And so when you go around the internet, the ad will follow you around. So that's why people go, why am I seeing this ad all the time? That's because you went to their website. And so what I've been seeing is that ad all over the place now. It's on Instagram, it's on Facebook. It's really crazy. But because I had an interest in the product, they think I want to buy, which I may. And then sometimes these ads follow you around and you go, oh, I forgot to buy this. And then you decide to buy it. Creative tips: use A/B testing to compare and creative experiment with video ads. In Facebook will allow you to do, and I think they all do, to do like 6 different ads and 6 different images or 6 different videos. And then what it does, it sends them to the folks, and whichever one does the best, it tells you which one does the best. And then all you do, you just stop the other ones and continue paying for the ones that does the best, which makes sense, right? Analytics. Analyze and improve traffic with analytics. I cannot stress more that every morning I get up, the first thing I do is check my analytics. I check my YouTube analytics. I check my analytics of the website. I check the monetization analytics. And the reason why you end up doing this is that, well, you're running a business, right? And what you want to do is make sure that, well, the site wasn't down overnight. That's really what it does, for the long and short of it. But you want to check stuff like your bounce rate, which if you just posted something, how is it doing? You want, like I just did a giveaway. I want to see how the giveaway is doing. I just sent out a newsletter. I want to see what's the open rates for the newsletter. How is it doing? Especially if, like, let's say you have an ad and you're running an ad for someone, you want to see if the ad's doing well. Maybe you have to change something. Maybe you need to run some traffic to it, whatever, whatever you need to do. But you got to look at your analytics, right? So you can track everything that's going on. Same thing with SEO tools. You want to monitor your keywords and see how they're doing. A lot of the tools, the SEO tools, will have analytics that can tell you that. And this is the kind of stuff that you need to do. You need to keep on top of your analytics. With the same thing with A/B testing, you can test different headlines, you can test different versions of the headlines, you can test different call to actions, you can test different images. You really, really want to make sure that this is that you're looking at these analytics every day. Because if something isn't working, you want to change it. If you have an image and nobody's clicking on an image, you're wasting money. Um, because in ads you can do per impressions. That means that every time somebody sees it, you pay, or you can do click, which means that every time somebody clicks, you pay. You probably want to do click. Because if you do impressions and you get a lot of impressions, you're going to be paying a lot. And you're educating someone about your product, but the person didn't click on your product, which is why you do cost per clicks, which means that you pay each time somebody clicks, you pay 2 cents, 4 cents, or whatever the ad rate says. You want to be able to track your social media metrics. Some of the tools like Buffer and Hootsuite have systems how to do it. But like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, they all have analytics built in, and X as well. So you need to go in and look at that and see how you're posting. Even Threads have analytics. Threads will tell you how many how many people have looked at your page and how it's doing. And that is good if you have a project with a tourism board. You need to make sure that the analytics are working. You need to make sure that people are seeing the post. If you need to adjust something in the post, you need to go and adjust it. If you need to do an extra post to drive traffic to that post, then you need to do it. If you do an ad to drive traffic to that post, then you need to do it. But the only way you're going to know how to do that is if you do your analytics. So set up goal tracking in Google Analytics. So I've done this in Google. Google Analytics is very difficult at times, but you can do goal tracking. Goal tracking just means what is the goal of this page, for example. So let's say the goal of my page is to get people to sign up. So I want to track people from the home page to the sign up page and see if they make it there. So I want to see, oh, I had 100 people that started on the home page, and it has the thing that says, click here to join. And then 100 people clicked. Let's say 500 people came to the website, 100 people clicked on the join, and then 20 people actually joined. So that would give me my ratios, and I can see, or maybe I need to change something, maybe I need to change a call to action or something like that. And Google Analytics will do that for you. You can do monthly reports, so you figure out how many people actually came to your blog, how many people read your favorite blog post, or which blog post is the one that's doing the best. Because what you want to do, if you have a blog post that's really doing well, then you may want to put your newest promotion on that blog post, right? Okay, content repurposing. This is pretty big these days. You want to put your popular post. You can say, here's my most popular post. Here's all the text. create a YouTube video based on that, and the AI will give you a new script, or someone will actually create the video for you. It's pretty intense. You can also have it do an Instagram Reel or do the text for Instagram Reel. You just have to know what you're going to ask the AI to do. Um, you can even ask it to do a summary, and then you can turn that summary into a video. And it's a video that you could use an AI to create, or you could be the person, the talking head on the video, but you're doing it based on the summary that you got. Um, it's very powerful what you can do. You can create an infographic, and you can use that for Pinterest and as well as Instagram, or you can just put it on your blog. Guidebooks and ebooks. You can take the content that you've already created on your blog. You can create an ebook on that, and then you can use that ebook for people to sign up for your newsletter. You can even do a guide based on the information that's coming out of the content that you've already produced. So you produce the content once, and now you're doing repurposing, you're doing ebooks, you're doing a guide, you're doing Facebook pages and things like that. I mean, not Facebook, YouTubes and Reels, just from the one content that you create. There is some some programs like Opus Clips and Taja AI that you can take your YouTube that you've created, and it'll create they call them shorts. And so yeah, and you can post these shorts on Instagram, or you can post them on Reels. And it's very clever how it does it. It'll automatically do them and you score them. It'll also give you the title, and sometimes it'll give you the hashtags that you should use when you post these. On for the YouTube's one, it'll even give you the descriptions, which is very cool. And so it makes your life so much easier because you don't have to recreate the wheel. You don't have to go, okay, let me go through this video and see, oh, I can cut this out. Let me go 30 seconds down and I cut the next. No, you don't have to do that. The software will do all that for you. It makes your life so much easier. Now, I'm not a calendar person, but you can set up a calendar so you know exactly when you want to create the content and how much content you want to create. Hold on. But you can do that with content calendar, and it's very easy to do that. It's basically just you go to Google Calendar or Apple Calendar, whatever you're using, and you just type in what you need to do, and you set reminders, and your reminders come up and say, "Hey, now you need to post this content today." And then you can even go over and use the tools like Tailwind and Later and all those, and you can put the content in there, and it does something similar. All right, participating in online communities is huge if you want to drive traffic. I have some Facebook communities, and right now they're asking questions about they want to get back home from Europe. I already have articles that I've written on those, and I wrote them because that's what people are asking for. And so all I do now is, oh yeah, here's an article, go read it. So you can do TripAdvisor, Lonely Planet, Travel Stack Exchange. These are just some of the online forums that you can join and answer people's questions. Do not spam. You answer someone question and you can say, hey, here's the answer. If you want a link, I can give you a link to it. And then they say yes, and you just give them the link, right? You gotta follow the rules, otherwise you will get kicked out of these forums. You can do same thing goes to Reddit. They have travel, solo, travel hacks, any one of these things you can do in Reddit. But again, if you don't follow the rules, you will get kicked out. You can do Ask Me Anything threads. If other people's threads, just ask them whatever question they're asking, or answer whatever question, or you can do your own Ask Me Anythings. Um, just anything to engage with users that show that you are the expert and you know what you're talking about. Again, the Facebook groups, same thing. Just there's lots of Facebook groups online, and so I join the ones that are relevant to my niche. And when people ask questions, I just answer, or I will throw something out, or I will give some advice. things that I know that people want, and I will just give that in, offer that information up for free. You can run a poll or survey in this group to see what content your audience is most interested in, and then create a blog post tailored to those results. I like to ask my audience questions, and I'll tell them, hey, I may use this for a blog post, and then they give you answers, and you take them and you go create a blog post. The beauty of that is that you're getting current information and you're getting stuff that people actually want, not stuff that, yeah, you don't have to think about it. Same thing with Quora. You can jump on Quora and answer questions. Quora for travel is actually really good. People ask, sometimes they ask some really, I don't want to say silly, but basic questions. And you're the expert, so you can answer those in a flash. And so that's really good. Um, Again, you can do giveaways and virtual meetups. So you can create a YouTube uh, live or something like that, right? And if nobody shows up, it doesn't matter, just record it. But make sure that you have like a topic to speak on. So let's say you're talking about, traveling to London or something like that. And then that's the theme. So make sure you have something to talk about traveling to London. And that when people ask questions, you answer the questions. If there's no one asking any questions, you need to present something. Because when you present that something, you save it, and then now you have it's on the YouTube channel, and you're good to go. Be consistent, publish new content regularly, whether it be weekly, bi-weekly, keep your readers engaged. And the search engine likes whenever readers are engaged because they will keep sending stuff over and over and over again. Always keep learning. You wanted to go to Neil Patel is pretty good, except he's always promoting his blog. But hey, that's how marketing works, right? But he does give you some good information. Um, if you want search engine stuff, he's good at that. There's Moz, there's Search Engine Journal, just to name three. Um, you you want to try new content, but I must warn you, before you do new content, make sure you have time. If you decide you're going to do a podcast or live streams, be regular. Doing your podcast, if it's, you can't do a once a month podcast, that's too long. So, but you can do every other week. Daily is really crazy unless that's all you do. Or weekly. I tell you because it's like I have a YouTube channel and I put content on the YouTube channel, or even just doing these series of videos for you. Um, I'm the subject matter expert. I've been doing this for 20 something years. So I know what I want to talk about, but I still have to create a presentation and make it interesting enough so that you can read and digest it. Then I have to talk about it, expound on each of the items. I got to put time down to record it. And in case of this one, started to be recorded twice. I did it first, and it only recorded the first 12 minutes for some reason. So now I'm doing it again. So it's taking me twice as long. And then you have to do all the recordings. And then you go back and you listen to it and you edit it. Then you upload it. And when you upload it, then you have to make sure it has the right hashtags, has the right descriptions. But I use tools, AI tools like Taja.ai to help me come up with the descriptions, and I can modify them, and it'll give me hashtags and things like that. So I'm saying all this so you get the process down, that it takes a little while to do these. They look simple, but it does take a little while. Podcast is the same way. You got to pretty much do the exact process that I just talked about to make sure that a podcast go up. And of course, there's a cost because you have to get somewhere to host your podcast. With live stream like YouTube, there is no cost for the YouTube live stream. So you get away with that. Facebook is the same way. There's no cost but if you're using something like StreamYard, which is a tool that helps you to do live streams, you do have to pay a monthly cost. It used to be $20. I'm sure it's a lot more than that right now because StreamYard is very famous. You need to engage your audience, right? Encourage them to comment on whatever you're saying, do a what say you, or what are your thoughts on this? And when they respond, if necessary, love, if necessary, whatever the icon you want to use, respond accordingly and be respectful. Um, if you respond to people's comment, their friends will see that they commented, they'll see that there's a response, and then they'll come in and the whole thing will keep going. Trust me, this actually really works. You have to adapt. Regular review and analytics, like I said, every morning I look at it, see what's working, what isn't, and be ready to pivot and try with different things. An example of this was I left the conference. When did it end? Last Thursday. And I was gonna post something the next day. And then I I was looking online and realized, oh, the company announced bankruptcy or may announce bankruptcy. So there's a lot of chatter. So I go, oh, I have to get the content out now. And so I got the content out. A lot of that chatter came to my video. And I responded to the chatter on my video. And so that helped to spur the content more. And so more people got to see it. And so it got more views than normal just because I was conscious of what was going on around me, and I was able to act quickly and put the content out there, right? So that's what you have to do. Some more creative tips. Use a content repurposing system. Again, you can use, there are lots of AI tools that are out there that actually do that. I am going to do a session on AI and how you can use that to help in your travel business. And I think that would be very, very interesting for you to join whenever I create it. It's in the creation process. Um, and so you have a lot of tools that can help you. I talked about Taja AI, that's really good. Opus Clips, that's actually another one that's good that will take your video and put it into short form content. You probably want to do the idea when you do a quarterly traffic challenge is you want to do something that will bring traffic into your blog. And it could be anything you think that your readers want. Like I did the giveaway. I'll probably do another giveaway because I have a lot of stuff to give away. And I just want to reward my audience with a lot of stuff that I have. It will drive traffic, yes. But the whole purpose is actually just really to give stuff away. So just think about what you have, what your audience needs are, and how you can help them. All right, so summarize how to drive traffic to your blog for monetization. Um, let's move this out of the way so you can read that. So you want to build quality content. We talked about that ad nauseum through the whole thing, and that's through you are the expert, you are the one that's knowledgeable, but you also have to make sure that people can consume your content. So if you can do videos, do those. If you can do photos, do those. Infographics, do those. If you're going to be audio, let's say you want to do something like, come walk with me down the streets of London or something like that, or you want to visually show someone an itinerary rather than write about it. You can do that. You can actually do both. So you can do the visual itinerary, and then you take that and you get the transcript, and then you have the blog post. And then if you're doing a podcast, you can take that and also make the podcast. So there's lots of different ways that you can repurpose what you've done. This is one of the keys, as bad as Google is these days. If you do your optimization, search engine optimization, then you'll at least rank somewhere for the keywords that you're trying to rank for. Google Analytics and the SEO plugins like the Rank Math of the world will help you to prepare your page for that. And if you put links and stuff like that in your page, you're good to go. Social media is a big help. Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, LinkedIn, X. You can always use to promote your content. One thing to remember is that you want to get people off of social media onto your email list. So make sure you build your email list, right? You want to make sure that you offer them something that's worthwhile for them to sign up for your email list. And then you make sure that every week, or however you decide, at least once a week though, Make sure that you're delivering really good content so they stay with your email list. If people unsubscribe, you didn't need them in the first place and they didn't need you in the first place, that's okay. The people that are staying with you are the ones that you care about. Matter of fact, when they unsubscribe, it costs you less because you do pay based on how many subscribers you have. You can do blogger collaborations that will give you that will give you backlink to your website, and you'll also get a new audience. You get your content will be open to a new audience, and you're also helping out your fellow bloggers. Pinterest is really good. You need to use Pinterest and use Pinterest a lot. And I'm gonna try to post more to Pinterest. I do, but I'm very slow at posting Pinterest. But Pinterest is a really good traffic driver. Ads. I do ads all the time, and I haven't done one in a little while, but I do ads. You need to make sure that um, you're driving traffic to your blog, and doing ads is a very, very good way to do it. You're investing money into your blog, and so you can make money. That's kind of how it works. You need to always be looking at your analytics and making sure that you know what's going on with your blog. And so you can always improve if something is not working. If you keep writing about a topic and nobody's reading it, then you need to write something new and somehow redirect that, because you'll want to have broken links. So either you redirect that to your homepage or redirect that to whatever the new traffic is. And you can find software. There's a plugin called Redirection, aptly named, that does exactly that for you. Talked about repurposing content ad nauseum, how you can just create a blog post and then you can get Instagram Reels, infographics, YouTube videos, all out of it, and you can use AI to help you. You don't have to go hire some expensive person out there to do it. You can now use AI. Online communities are a gold mine. Just don't spam people. And to ensure you get consistent traffic growth, keep publishing new content, stay updated on SEOs, trends, engage with your audience, adapt your strategy based on analytics, and experiment with new content format like podcast or live stream to further boost traffic, but only if you have the bandwidth to do that. Because like I said, podcasts and live streams take a lot of time. Live streams are probably easier because if you do it on YouTube, it just goes straight to YouTube and it saves it and records it and you're done. Podcast is a lot more work. So I guess that's it. If you're ready to monetize, subscribe for more tips. Subscribe to the channel, turn the notification for content tips, and leave a comment because I don't know what's bugging you. And as you can see, the reason why this entire channel was created was I recognize that people are having trouble monetizing their blog. I have a lot of over 20 years of blogging. And so I have a lot of skills or knowledge about how to monetize your blog. So I created this channel and it's all free. And there's at least 9 or I don't know, 20 or so videos now. And I'm going to put everything together so you can have a whole course. And the course is all free, of course. You're just going to sit down and go through the sections. And it's all different sections, but I'm practicing what I preach in that I recognize that there was an issue, a problem out there, and I created a solution for it. And how did I figure there's an issue? Because when you go online, you see people talking about, I don't know how to monetize my blog. Like traffic was not going to be a part of part of the whole thing, but I added traffic because I recognized that, well, you can talk about monetization ad nauseum, but I still need to know how am I going to get traffic to the blog. And so I created this section because monetization and traffic goes hand in hand. And so, but how did I figure this out? Because again, want knowledge over 20 something years. And also that I recognize that there is a need for this because people need to monetize their blogs, especially since they've got hit by the Google smacks. And the thing is that these have been happening for a long time, but the last one or the last two was really horrible because basically a lot of people traffic just died. And so there are some people that had to do quote unquote pivot now because they're just not getting the search engine traffic that they used to get anymore. Some of these people did not have email list. And so they have no customers now. So they can't even email the customer and say, hey, I still have new content. Come take a look at it. So that's why it's important to get your email list. But I need your comments. I need you to tell me what's going on. And then we can figure it out from there. I am going to create a forum because actually I have created a forum. I just need to tell you how to find it. But I will tell you that in the future. Maybe I'll put a note in the description for this blog. So thank you for watching. Thanks for your time. Like I said, I'm doing this twice now. Follow me for more insights on travel blogging and monetization. And like this traffic piece is good because it comes hand in hand with the monetization side of things. So thank you so much, and good luck with your blogging and good luck with getting traffic. And if you have any questions at all, please leave a comment in the comment section and just let me know. And we'll talk soon. I'll see you in the next lesson. Talk to you soon.